So guys, Bitcoin hit 68,000 a day. Altcoins are pumping really nicely, mainly AI and meme coins. But guys, I want to talk about when we could be potentially seeing the peak for Bitcoin and how you can time this so that you can properly take profits. I know everyone's getting euphoric right now on the verge of a crazy altcoin season, but in today's video, I want to talk about how you can time the peak for Bitcoin and the peak in this 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle. But if you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the markets, and giving you guys videos like this so that you guys can have tools in your crypto toolbox to have, when to take profits, when to buy and capitalize on the markets when other people aren't. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the markets. So as I said, guys, Bitcoin is currently trading at 67,000. We hit 68,000 earlier today. Currently, like how I said in my previous video, we want to close out on the weekly above that 62,000, hopefully above that 64,000 region. But having that specific close around this specific price action is going to let us know how exactly we're going to be moving in the next few weeks. On top of that, Bitcoin dominance is looking quite strong. So we're going to be seeing exactly how Bitcoin is looking in the next few days and next few weeks. But guys, in terms of why I'm making this video today, I want to talk about how we can time the peak for Bitcoin and the peak of the 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle. There's a few charts I want to show you today that can, they have a great track record of showing whenever we hit that previous all-time high for Bitcoin back in 2018 as in 2021 as well, and exactly how you can utilize these charts to take profits as well as buy in specific regions. At the end of the day, there's a whole bunch of specific indicators and charts that can let you know this stuff. So do what you will with this information, but these few charts that I'm showing you guys today have a great track record of showing when we see the peak for Bitcoin and the all-time highs in the crypto market. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So like how I said, we're gonna go ahead and jump onto a specific site. We already have it right here because I recently looked it up. You want to jump on Chain Exposed, guys. It's going to be Bitcoin and on-chain analytics. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the side, see unrealized profit and loss, go to relative unrealized profit. So we're going to be looking at three charts on here, but today, or first, we're going to jump into relative unrealized profit. So guys, the blue region is the relative unrealized profit. Not the blue region, the blue line that you're seeing jumping up and down. The black is the price action around Bitcoin, okay? And then I want you to focus on the green region first, okay, which is the opportunity zone. So whenever we hit this specific zone, which we do not hit this zone often, we hit this zone a few months back in 2015, and then we hit this zone back in 2015, right before the huge run in 2017. And 2018 as well, and then from there we hit that zone as well in 2019 and as well in 2020, right before the huge 2021 bull run. So, and now in the current cycle that we're currently seeing, we saw it back in this first December of 2022, November, December 2022, and then January of 2023. That's when actually I was buying, and I wasn't even aware of this chart at the time. But the opportunity zone is whenever you guys want to be buying. Of course, this video is talking about taking profits, but I want to go over the opportunity zone. This zone, we don't hit it very often, but keeping up with the specific price action around traders and everything like that and the unrealized profits, you're going to realize whenever you want to buy, when you want to sell. The whole point of this, it lets us know whenever specific traders are at a loss and whenever they're at an extreme profit. Currently, whenever they're at that green region, you want to be buying because everybody is more than likely at a loss. Okay, now the whole point of this video is talking about when to sell, how to time the peak of Bitcoin and the markets and everything like that. So whenever we see this red region, it is the whole overheat zone. So whenever we're in the overheat zone, the crypto markets are at all-time highs. Most likely all traders are profitable, and this is whenever you want to start to take profits. If we look at whenever we start to hit this zone with the specific, unrealized profits with traders, we saw this, back in the first region around that 2013 and 2014 region, and then in the first three cycles that we're mainly talking about, like in 2018, we saw that overheat zone with the specific unrealized profit, and then as well in 2021. So based off of previous cycles and what this chart has shown us, whenever we hit that specific overheat zone, this is whenever you want to start taking profits, because more than likely everybody is in a profitable zone. Greed is at an all-time high, which means nobody's thinking about taking profits. Everybody thinks we're going to be shooting to the moon. So having a chart like this is going to let you know exactly how everybody's bags are looking and exactly if you want to be buying or should consider selling. This is the first chart, guys. I think this is a really great chart just to get an understanding of how everyone's bags are looking. The next few charts we're going to be jumping into are going to be more specific in the analytics that they're showing. Still going to be sharing the same information, but it's going to get a little bit more analytical and specific. So that's the relative unrealized profit, guys. Keep this in mind, understand what this chart does, and just keep up with it so you can have an understanding of when you want to be buying and when you want to be selling. Next, guys, is going to be unrealized profit loss. Supply in profit / loss. Okay, so this is going to exactly let us know when the supply of Bitcoin, if specific people that are in, the market are in a profit or in a loss, the supply that's currently in the whole crypto market. So right now, when we're seeing the supply and profit around Bitcoin, we want to be, everyone has specific regions where they want to buy in and I guess dip out, but where you can see the specific regions where we deviate lower and then start to shoot up, it's usually around that 50% mark. So whenever we're below that 50% supply in profit, so the total supply of Bitcoin is in profit, whenever it's below the 50% region, that's whenever you should consider buying, just because, again, it's an indicator that the markets are at all-time lows. Most traders are in a loss. So you can see that whenever we hit below that 50% supply was only a few times. Again, back in 2018, 2019, after the 2018 run, so in 2019, we saw it as well in 2020, right before the huge rip up. So these are specific regions that you want to look for whenever the supply is in profit below 50%. This is going to let you know how the markets are currently doing and exactly how that specific supply is doing based off of profit and loss. Now, in terms of whenever you want to start taking profits is whenever the supply is in almost 100% profit. Now, currently, if we look at where we're at an 85% profit region, which honestly, whenever we look at previous all-time highs, like with Bitcoin, we're more at around the 94% supply in profit. So whenever you're seeing how much supply is in profit, consider these specific regions as well. This gets a little bit more specific and analytical, like how I said, but it overall covers the supply around Bitcoin and how much of it is in profit as opposed to in a loss. Right now, we're currently around that 84 mark. So it all kind of varies, guys. 86, a little bit maybe above that, but whenever we saw the peaks in the market, it was more around that 99 supply. I think you should really keep up with this, because I think it's really interesting to see whenever how much of the supply is in profit, when everyone's starting to take profits and the greed and everything that takes place in the crypto markets. All right, guys, so that is the second chart that we went over. Now there's one more chart that I want to go over, so that makes it 3. That's why I have 3 fingers up, and that's going to be the NUPL chart, which NUPL nipple, I'm honestly not too sure, but this is a great chart showing exactly investors in the markets, long-term investors, short-term and long-term investors, and the price action around Bitcoin and the zero line. So currently, as you can see, obviously the line straight through the middle is the zero line. The black line is the price action around Bitcoin. The red line, if I'm not mistaken, is long-term holders. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the red line is long-term holders. Orange line is the mixture of long-term and short-term holders. So whenever we see these holders drop below the zero line, this lets us know that most of these traders are more than likely in a loss, and a lot of these people are exiting the markets. So whenever we see these specific regions, you want to start taking action, like how I've been talking about. I'm going over whenever you want to be buying as well as when you want to be selling, but this chart can also let us know exactly when we're going to be seeing the peak in the market as well. So if we look at specific times with these investors, if we look at the all-time high back in like 2018, you can see that crypto investor sentiment and, you know, how much they're exposed in the markets was at, you know, an all-time high. And whenever we start to see downward trends, whenever everything is deviating to that lower point, and whenever you should be consuming, whenever we go below that zero line, we can see that investors are dropping off, and most likely everyone is at a loss. So you need to be keeping up with exactly how investors are looking. Are they dropping off? Are they starting to peak up? And whenever they are starting to peak up, alongside with that price action around Bitcoin, the profitability of the supply, all these specific things are going to let you know exactly what's going on in the markets. Keeping up with the sentiment around Bitcoin, price action around Bitcoin, I do it on this YouTube channel to let you know, the macro events of where we could be potentially going on the weekly, monthly, yada, yada, yada. But in terms of trying to predict the all-time highs for this 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle and the peak for Bitcoin in this cycle, keeping up with these specific charts is going to give you guys an edge as opposed to everyone else that's keeping up with the macro events. I think, whenever we start to get in the midst of all the hype and sentiment in the crypto cycle, especially whenever we're in altcoin season, crypto mania, and everyone is just having major profits, I think it's really good for you to have a disconnect from all of that and be able to look at specific charts that tell you from a mass point perspective what is currently going on, what crypto investors are doing, what the supply looks like, and exactly what you should be doing. Should you be buying? Should you be selling? But guys, that is exactly how I think you could time the exact peak of this 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle, and also time the peak for Bitcoin in this cycle as well. Like how I said, there's a ton of indicators and specific charts that are going to let you know around whenever we could be potentially seeing the all-time high for Bitcoin. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this YouTube channel whenever I'm taking profits and whenever I'm seeing the peak of sentiment in the markets and what I think you should be doing. But keeping up with actual charts that have shown us actually what has happened and have great track records from timing previous all-time highs. Numbers don't lie, guys. Charts don't lie. People do. So I need you guys to keep that in perspective. Go check out these charts. Educate yourself on it. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey. Go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm just showing you guys what's possible, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the markets, and then giving you guys videos like this so that you guys not only can capitalize on the markets, but make sure you take profits and know exactly where we're going. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people are gonna, get wrecked in this 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle. I do not plan on being one of them. So I want to educate myself and educate anybody else that is interested in trying to sharpen their blades, because this is a PvP game, guys. Everyone's just trying to make profits. So overall, I drop daily content every day, so let me know what you think of my content. Let me know what you think of my perspective on the space, as well as what you think of this video and anything in specific that you guys like to see. But other than that, I do appreciate all the support that you guys are showing me on this YouTube channel. I drop daily content every day. I already said that, but I drop daily content every day, so stay tuned for what's next. But I'll keep you guys updated on the markets, what's going on with altcoins, and everything else in between. Other than that, I'll see you guys then. Peace.